Hi, and welcome to Geno'S Picks. I know, we're out of the studio again, but maybe we deserve to not be in it. I mean, last week, 1-3, 14-17 on the year, 45%. It's gotten so bad I got my buddy Greg sending me his picks to see how they fare. And if you want to see them, I'm going to put them in the bottom line of this week's picks, so take a peek. I like what he has to say. He's got some great analysis, but let's get right to it. Nothing grinds my gears except the fact that we're not in the studio and you can't wait to see how to make money. So we'll give you some Halloween picks because it's a scary Halloween Sunday. All right, my first pick. The Bills are getting 7.5 from the Chiefs in Kansas City. Getting 7.5? The Chiefs are giving over a touchdown? When did the Chiefs become world beaters? Okay, Matt Castle isn't that good. Dwayne Bowe is 2 weeks removed from being the worst receiver in football, and I'm just not convinced that they're ready to beat good teams. Who'd they beat? They beat the Jaguars with a backup quarterback. They lost the game to the Texans at home. They're not that good. Meanwhile, the Bills are playing like a team with nothing to lose because they really don't have anything more to lose. They're looking for their first win. Are they going to win this game? No, but I don't think they're going to lose to a team like the Chiefs by more than a TD. My Halloween prediction, the Chiefs should dress up like Santa Claus because I still don't believe that they're for real. People, take the Bills and the 7.5 points. My next pick, people, the Seattle Seahawks are getting 2.5 versus the Raiders in Oakland. Same thing. Let me ask you this, people. How often does Darren McFadden run for 3 and score a 4th TD in the air? How often? About as often as Jason Campbell has a passer rating over 50%. It's easy to have a good passer rating when you're up by 59 points. He's not that good. McFadden's a great player, but let me tell you about the other side of the ball. I like teams that are pretty good and have a great coach, and I'm ready to drink the Kool-Aid on Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll gets the most out of his players, not just on the field, but before the game even starts, because I'll tell you something, no one's job is safe. Charlie Whitehurst signed for millions of dollars. All that did was send a message to Hucklebuck. I like calling him that. It's Hasselbeck, you know. And how about Marshawn Lynch coming in? Suddenly Forsett can carry the ball into the end zone, and Marshawn's playing to prove he's still a great starter? Let me tell you something, people. I really like the Seahawks in this game. And Jason Campbell is not going to have 2 good weeks in a row. In fact, I think Jason Campbell should dress up for Halloween as JFK Jr. Because every time he takes to the air, it's an absolute tragedy, people. Ha! Take the Seahawks and the 2.5. My next pick, people, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or as I like to call them, the best team in the NFC. Say what you want, people, but again, it comes down to coaching, and the Bucs are getting 3 in Arizona against the Cardinals. The Cardinals stink. Hall's probably going to start. What does Hall care? He doesn't have anyone backing him up like he talked about in the aforementioned Seahawks pick. Derek Anderson has proven he stinks, so there's nothing pushing Max Hall. Maybe someone should push him off a cliff. Because the Cardinals are not following Wisniewski's advice anymore. They're not. But on the other side of the ball, you got a great coach in Raheem Morris who calls his players out, and they respond. And that's what great coaching is, something that's sorely lacking in San Diego and Dallas. My prediction, Raheem Morris should dress as Malcolm X this Halloween because what he does is take a bunch of nearly out-of-work black players and gets them to rally. Ha ha! All right, take the Bucs and the points. My next pick, I'll do 5 this week. It's going fast. The Skins are getting 2.5 in Detroit. Yes, the Lions are a good team at home, but Mike Shanahan has been to Detroit countless times, and he always comes up on top. And I'll tell you something else. When it comes down to the battle of the coaches, Shanahan versus Schwartz, I really like Shanahan in this one, okay? Let me tell you, I think Shanahan should dress as the American economy because he's going to go into Detroit and leave them disappointed and broke. Take the Redskins and the 2.5. And my double your money Monday night betters, I like to call it, eventually we've got to have a winning week. Colts, finally I'll take a favorite. The Colts are giving 5.5 to the Texans in Indy. Yes, the Colts are riddled with injuries. What's his name is out for the year? Dallas Clark. What's his name? He's pretty great. And Austin Collie isn't playing, but I think they have so many great wide receivers. I think Garcon will step up. I think that kid White will step up. On the other side of the ball, you got the Texans, who had a great opening week, but they had a full season to prepare for that rivalry game. And as my buddy Greg said, I didn't realize this, and you'll see it if you read the bottom thing, the last time a team swept the Colts in a divisional game was like 2002. Not to mention, it took Arian Foster 221-plus yards to beat the Colts in week 1. Let me tell you something. Arian Foster should dress up as Hitler this Halloween, because much like Hitler, this Arian isn't getting through any defensive lines late in the campaign. People, take the Colts, lay the 5.5. Those are Geno's picks.